This is Justice, and welcome to my honest front-to-back impressions of the Infinite Warfare beta for PlayStation 4. Now, to get started, I'd like to make it real easy for everyone to understand where I'm coming from, so you'll know why I'm saying the things that I'm saying, and maybe why you should care to begin with. Now, I started with Call of Duty 4, and I've played every COD since and gotten 10th Prestige / Master Prestige in Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2 Ghost, Advanced Warfare, and Black Ops 3. Now, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Advanced Warfare are my personal favorites, and Ghost has a really special place in my heart too. I enjoyed Black Ops 3, but I had issues with the inconsistency of the experience. I did love the concept, like I really did, but the gameplay and the guns, though, they were good, and Spectre, as a character, he really kept me going. With that out of the way, let's just get on to the actual meat of this thing. See, I'm really liking Infinite Warfare so far. More than anything, I'm just damn happy to have a new COD to play. Halo 5 multiplayer didn't do it for me. I love the campaign, like more than most people did. I've never liked Destiny multiplayer, despite how much I play the game. And Overwatch is only really fun with friends. Now, I only mention these games because they're the other main shooters out right now, so no hate to them. I just can't enjoy their multiplayers personally. Now, with Infinite Warfare, it's finally a game I know I can enjoy on my own, I love Call of Duty. My main console is Xbox, but like many others, I grew up on PlayStation, so I have a PlayStation 4 too. That's why I'm playing the beta on PlayStation 4 this weekend. This is the first time I've played COD on PlayStation since Modern Warfare 2, so it's kind of interesting. Anyway, let's get into the overview. So, regarding the gameplay, make no mistake, this is Ghost's sequel in so many ways. The pacing, the movement, the non-advanced movement, the announcements made by the factions and teams, as well as the teammate callouts, which I'm happy to see return from Ghosts. It's all signature Ghosts. It's definitely not for everyone, and the odd mix of Ghosts and Black Ops 3, as well as newer elements, will take some getting used to. But since this is just a beta, we only have a snapshot for what's to come, so, temper your expectations. Overall, I'm warming up to it. Like I said, I'm just happy to have COD back. Now, with the guns, they're cool enough. Different variety for everyone, as usual. I would not try to use the starting assault rifle too much, because it will skew your impression of the game. It's not that powerful, and you'll be outgunned by SMGs and burst rifles most of the time, until you get the third AR, which is called the K-Bar, I think, which, in my opinion, is actually really good. The classic weapons are a nice touch, like on the final tab on the weapon screen, and I can't wait to see the full extent of the guns. Like most Infinity Ward games, I'm sure there'll be an OP SMG and an OP burst rifle, like the MSBS and the UMP45 and all that stuff, so yeah, look forward to that. Okay, so the combat rigs, they're sort of like specialists, but they seem less prevalent when it comes to their super usage, which I'm okay with, actually. I'm not a fan of only being able to swap the head and body. I seriously miss the full customization of Advanced Warfare, but I guess that's Advanced Warfare's thing now. Not sure how balanced their abilities are, though, but none of them seem so far, dominating or unstoppable. But then again, we haven't seen all of the rigs just yet. The rigs kind of lack the personality of specialists, but from the range of voices I hear, we might be able to choose gender and or voice, which is nice. The general aesthetic of the game is pretty cool. I personally love the space and future theme. I get that a lot of people are tired of it, just as they got tired of the Modern Warfare theme. But as a lover of shooters and sci-fi, I'm all in with this. I think the ability to choose factions is kind of awesome for two reasons. One, it brings back the multiple faction concept of previous COD games, even though there's only two teams, which is the SDF and UNSA. But two, it'll also be cool to see what unique rewards you get per faction, as well as the unique voiceovers and so on. It's things like that which make a new COD game memorable, so it's a nice addition. Okay, alright, brass taxes. Connectivity. This is probably what you came here to hear about. Okay, it is not good enough. Not yet. When it works, feels good. The time to kill, the TTK, is pretty short, mostly. It feels long. Like, real talk, it feels long when you're shooting someone forever and they don't die. But you get melted instantly when they shoot you. It's pretty ridiculous. It's genuinely short, though. When all your shots are on point, and when the hit detection works, you pretty much gun people down almost instantly. It feels, as some people have said, a bit like Ghosts. I don't think it's quite as merciless as Ghosts. I think it's in between Ghosts and Black Ops 3, ironically, since this is what this game is trying to be. It doesn't feel like Advanced Warfare at all. Advanced Warfare's time to kill felt pretty... it felt fast, but you always had a chance, and I think that game has a different style, so it's hard to really talk about that game. This is all just an addendum, by the way. I'm not I'm not saying too much about that. So having visible health bars, it's kind of new and weird, but it's going to make a lot of this way more obvious. So there's a conversation to be had about that. See, it's easy to point the finger at any one game for this, but honestly, I've experienced it in every COD game since COD 4. You know, getting shot around the corner when you ran there like a minute ago. Latency is always a sour spot, and it's always hit and miss depending on the player. Hell, it might even be possible that the game you like in the series is dependent on whether you had bad latency. It needs to be fine-tuned for sure, because a mix of moving hitboxes, somewhat inconsistent hit detection, and general lag made Black Ops 3 near unplayable for me, as much fun as I had. But I have high hopes for this game as an Infinite Warfare, so I don't want that to happen again. My experience with Advanced Warfare and Ghosts were stellar, and only on occasion, the rare occasion, would bad latency lead to a bad experience, but that's only my personal thoughts. Remember, this is a beta for Infinite Warfare, or demo, or preview, or whatever you want to call it, so it's not too late for them to put the finishing touches on. So, in summary, I like Advanced, I do like Advanced Warfare, but in summary, I like Infinite Warfare so far. Day one was rough, because like many others, I didn't even get to play for hours. Signed on at 6 p.m., PSN went on, underwent maintenance at exactly 6 p.m., couldn't do nothing, so it was ridiculous. But even when I did get to play, after one game, I'd be sitting at the menu for minutes at a time. Super annoying. My first COD beta experience was Black Ops 3 on Xbox One, and to be honest, that was actually a really good beta, a mighty fine beta. So I'm interested to see what Infinite Warfare on Xbox One next week is going to be like. I was nearly put off this game as an Infinite Warfare. I was nearly put off this game completely by the awful latency and the feeling that I'm dying after shooting first, which, as I just said, is what put me off Black Ops 3. But I want to like this game, and I want to get better at it. There's so many issues that need ironing out. Like every other COD game at launch, it does have these issues, and I think most people have valid criticisms and concerns about this beta and the overall game. I firmly believe this game will have a strong launch. I do. And I can't wait to play it. As someone who loves Infinity Ward, and I love Ghost, the game is by and large Ghost 2, even if it has to wear Black Ops 3's jacket. But yeah, that's my overall thoughts, and that's the end of the script that I was reading. So to get kind of into more my personal thoughts later on, I'll add this on for those of you still listening. Now, the way I see this is, for better or worse, for the weird combination of Ghosts and Black Ops 3, for its, floaty feeling design, and how sometimes, you feel like maybe you're not really playing COD anymore. Here's what I feel like. This is what we have. You are free to go back and play any of the older CODs, which are still going strong, and they're slowly being added to Xbox One backwards compatibility for those of you who own Xbox One. And if not, if you have a good PC, you can still play the PC versions, or you can wait till COD 4 remastered, or just boot up your 360 and PS3 and play Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, and so on. The fact is, Infinite Warfare is going to be the new thing. Whether or not you want to jump on board with that, that's up to you. Personally, I'm going to, because, as I stated at the beginning of this, other multiplayer games just don't hit that spot for me. They just don't. As enjoyable as they are, this series, Call of Duty, has been the one multiplayer series consistently for the past 7 years, 8 years even, to be the most satisfying and enjoyable shooter for me that I can play and relax and have fun. The more, I said this on Twitter, the more I play Infinite Warfare, the more I want to keep playing it and keep getting better and keep learning more. And that's the Call of Duty experience that I'm into. So despite some issues like lag and latency, and if anything, playing on PS4 was pretty fun and perfectly fine. Like, glad I have a PS4 to play the beta a week early. But can't wait for it to come on Xbox, get my hands on my Xbox controller, maybe use the Elite paddles, I don't know, I might just go standard for the beginning, and get that experience that I'm used to, an Xbox Call of Duty. And when the game releases in like about a month or so, can't wait to get my hands on that. So anyway, those are my impressions of the beta. Remember, this is my personal, biased, limited, inconclusive opinion. This is not fact, this is not gospel truth. I'd be interested to hear your opinion, so let me know in the comments. My original passage, and the original thing I said, was taken from my comments that I made on Reddit, so I'll provide the link in the description. And other than that, thank you very much for watching, and if there's any bit of the gameplay left, I'll just let it run. So thank you very much. This is Justice. See ya.